So, Schindler's List. I started watching that movie a couple days ago, and I just thought I wanted to do this review real quick to, maybe promote the movie and let more people know about what was happening during the Holocaust, and maybe let people really want to watch this movie because they are, you know, because they want to get more information about what happened in the Holocaust, and you know, if we know what happened in the past, then we can make sure that we don't make it happen. Then we can make sure that it doesn't happen again. So, so in the movie The Schindler's List, there's this guy called Oscar Schindler, right? He's the main protagonist of the movie, and he's an opportunist. He's a homemonger. He's a gambler. He's a liar. I mean, he's generally not a very good person. He's just a businessman trying to make his way throughout Germany. He's basically an opportunist. He's using the war as an opportunity to make more money. That's all he cares about. So, he goes around bribing SS officers. At the beginning of the movie, he even sets up a nice little dinner, and he basically, he didn't outright bribe them, but he just ingratiated himself with them so much and let them know who he is, so that later on when he does business, they'll give him little, they'll make sure that they aren't suspicious of what he's doing. He wants to make it look like he's their friend. But I don't know what his ulterior motive was to make money. Actually, I do know what that was. And just like I'm trying to make money with this YouTube video, and you guys are trying to make money with your YouTube videos, and movies trying to make money, and everybody trying to make money. That's not a problem, And but at the same time, that kind of shows that he's an opportunist. He's not doing this because out of the best interests of the Jews. No, he's just doing this to make money. But at the beginning, that's what That's what his motivation was. But that's because he didn't know what was actually going on in these camps. He didn't think it was as bad as it looked, And even at some point in the movie, like, it kind of shows to the viewer that Schindler's not actually a very good person, because he requisitions a home that was formerly of a Jewish person that was wealthy, and they were sent to the ghettos, and he actually requisitioned that house from a Jewish person. I mean, given that he didn't know that it was, you can put two and two together, and you'll know that it's a Jewish person's home, a former Jewish person's home, because how are you getting all these expensive things? Someone else is losing out, right? So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that. Come on, everybody, and then throughout the movie, we just see that the Jews are being mistreated. Basically, that's the central theme of the movie, is that the Jews are doing anything they can to survive, and they're being very mistreated. They're being dehumanized to a very low level, and they're being looked at as not human in the eyes of the Germans and the Nazis. They are looked at as subhumans. That's what the movie is trying to convey to us, the viewer, is that they were treated worse than animals. That's how bad they were treated. And as the movie goes on, you see so much despair and just sadness throughout the movie. Like, at the beginning, the Germans, they lie to the Jews. They tell them that they're being sent to work camps, or they were being sent somewhere else so that they can be relocated. So Schindler's character throughout the movie is not of a very upstart, honest, genuine person. No, he's not. He's not that type of person. He's an opportunist. But it dawns to him that he needs to do something about these people that are being killed. He has to make a stand, and he has to try and make a difference here. I think that's what switched in his brain, Once he saw what was going on with Amon Guth and those camps, he realizes that he doesn't have a lot of power as an individual to change a lot of what's going on in these camps, because if you're seen as a sympathizer, by the Germans to the Jews, then you're going to be sent in there too. You're going to be killed too. It's not like you can do something as an individual, but you can do it behind the scenes. You can do it if you have money. You can do it if you have power. You need both of those things to be able to make a difference. So what he does is he starts a business with Jewish people's money, just like what was going on at the time, and he takes advantage of their bad position. But then a switch goes on in his head, and he thinks, okay, now I have to try and make a difference and save all these people from getting killed and slaughtered in these camps. And what he does is he comes up with a list with his accountant. And that accountant has a very interesting story. I mean, I think you guys should definitely watch the movie. Seriously, you should watch the movie so that you guys can see the full picture. And with the help of his accountant, he basically starts a business. And he starts to hire Jews just with the sole purpose of trying to save them from getting killed by the camp commandants in each of these camps. He tries to requisition them as what was that? I mean, as labor that is very, very important for the war effort. So essential worker. That's what he wants to give them the title of, so that the Germans are not suspicious of what's going on in the factory. And I mean, there's so much going on in the Germans' war. Well, they're losing the war. They have many things to contend with. So, 1,100 Jews, saving 1,100 Jews is probably not that hard, given the fact that there's so many other Jews that they have to try and exterminate. Probably easier than trying to save a lot more. I mean, there's no way he could have saved every single Jew. That's just not possible, because the higher-ups would have just killed him and gotten rid of him. He would have been killed. There's no way that he would save every single one of them. The only way that he could save one of them is to become part of the government. That's not part of the movie. But there's another theme to the movie where we see the little girl in the red coat. The little girl in the red coat that's being killed by the Germans. And that kind of signifies that the Holocaust was an open secret in Germany. It wasn't something that was particularly a secret, because what was going on was plain for the eye to see. Everybody could see what was going on to the Jews. They knew, everybody could see, everybody knew what was going on. The propaganda was trying to show them in a bad light. There was fumes coming from these chimneys and a horrid smell that people know that it's dead bodies, of course. I mean, you're going to put two and two together, and you'll know that that's a dead body that's being burned. And the chimney is obviously you're going to smell the dead bodies from miles away, because it's not a smell that you can just get rid of easily. So throughout the movie, he uses not Amon Goth, but what's that guy's name? The accountant he has, and he's a whoremonger. He uses his position to get many different women. So even though he was an opportunist, and he was a Nazi because he joined the Nazi party, he was doing espionage, and he got caught, and then he got pardoned because the Germans took over the Sudetenland. But really, through and through, this man was an opportunist. He wasn't a good person at the beginning. But towards the end of the movie, you see that his character changes slowly by slowly. He starts to have more and more compassion. I think he had that compassion in him from the beginning, He didn't agree with what the regime was doing, but he could do nothing about it, and it was out of his hands. But once he could control something and actually make a difference, he did make a difference. And he made a difference for so many people. He saved 1,100 people. Just think about that for a second. He saved 1,100 Jews. And then think about all those children those people had. He saved generations and generations and generations and generations of people. So just for that, I think he should have been spared after World War II. I don't think he should have been subject to a war tribunal or war crimes after the war. Even though he was an opportunist, even though he was a thief, even though he was a whoremonger, even though he was an opportunist and he was a liar, and he still saved 1,100 people. So I think that his good work kind of outshines all of the bad things he did. wash out the bad, and the bad cannot wash out the good. But in this case, I think this is an exception to that rule, because the guy did so much for so many different people. He truly made a difference. But at the same time, what about all those other people that were killed? And at the end of the movie, it's really sad, and he says, I wish I could have saved one more person. Because, he was so focused on money and he was always this whoremonger. He could have saved a lot more people. That's the truth. He probably could have. But, he did what he could have done. He saved a lot of people, though. Like, he didn't... saving a few more people would definitely be better than not, but... his accountant as well, like... He's very cool. Very cool. That's a very nice analysis right there, bro. Oh, and don't you guys think it's funny the way that Alman Goth was gonna kill the guy that was making the hinges in the movie? He was gonna kill that guy for not making enough hinges, but then his pistol doesn't have enough ammo in it, or his pistol malfunctions, and the guy is allowed to live. Just like that. Man, the movie is so sad. And at one point, there's this woman that comes over to Oscar Schindler to ask for her parents to be sent to the factory so that they can be saved from the Germans killing them in the concentration camps. Oscar Schindler, he takes a hardline approach to her, and he says that this is a factory and this is not something that we do here. We want competent, skilled workers. We don't want people that are just Jews. And he says that because he doesn't want the because look, he's very smart here. Because if I'm actually going to play the scene right there for you guys right now. I ask one thing.
Whether or not the worker has certain skills. That's what I ask, and that's what I care about.
My father isn't important.
You see, that's the woman that was, what's her name? Victoria Klonowska. She was the girl that was trying to get her parents over there.
What, another metal worker?
Such activities are illegal. You will not interrupt me, Mr.
And the reason why he does this and he's arguing with her, he feels really bad inside because he can't tell her the truth. Because if he was to tell her the truth and tell her that the parents are actually going to be saved, then word would get to the SS and the Sicherheitsdienst, I don't know how to pronounce it, and the Gestapo, they would find out about this because it would be an open secret because he's telling everybody, oh, come in, I'm going to save you guys. Oh, this is a haven for Jews. The SS would find out. He would be killed, and all of the Jews there would be killed as well. So he has to take a hardline approach to her coming in this fashion. Like, she can't just come in here in this fashion. She has to do it in a covert way. And he does that to try and disguise what's going on in factory, which is he's trying to save lives. And it's such a delicate matter, and it's such a matter that's so important that he can't trust her with this information. She's not trustworthy, so he has to do this. And it's very smart, in my opinion. She's very attractive as well, like, I ain't gonna lie. Damn, attractive as hell. And towards the end of the movie, the parents actually do get saved. So it shows that he does want to save those people, but he doesn't want them to be at risk because of little things that he's going to tell to, because of, rumors that go around. He doesn't want rumors to make them die and get fucked up. So yeah, my analysis is that the character, and the person that, the character was a very, a nice person, a good heart, and charismatic, a very nice heart, very smart as well, not very stupid. He's a smart person. And he's a whoremonger too. Whoremonger.